What up? Happy Easter. Bona Pasqua, Cousine. It's the Pretty Foolish podcast on this Easter Sunday, March 31st, 2024. It's your boy Mike Ultra
Yeah,
and Danny Esquire over there on the other end in New Jersey. What's going on, fella?
none. We chose to do this on Easter, so we're above the people that recorded this like 3 weeks prior and are just
That's
like
right.
strategically uploading on Easter. No, we fucking did it on Easter
You
because
going to see your dad today?
I'm going to see my dad today. I'm gonna make the fucking pillage all the way to upstate New York to go see him. So it's cool.
That sounds dreadful.
Hmm?
But wish Mike happy Easter.
No, I will do most certainly. Same to your fam.
Oh, I'll let them know. We hid some Easter eggs this morning for Lucas. He's still a little bit young for it, so we put them in obvious places. But he got very excited
Do they
when he
rattle
opened
when
up.
he finds them? Like, do they make noise and shit?
No, they were just regular eggs that we colored, some hard boiled ones. We just did like four of them, and then he like threw them. He got excited, shook them, and threw them, and then we gave him his Easter baskets, and he's been pretty content ever since. Do you like my Easter bunny choice of background,
Bro, I love Frank.
Frank? I gotta watch that movie again.
It's so good. It was one of Swayze's like last movies.
No, that's
Fun
really the reason
fact,
why I want.
there's a scene in that movie he didn't wear pants.
He was just dicking balls out.
I don't know if he was digging balls out, but he wore like a suit top, like he's giving a speech to students. Cause like I was so obsessed with that movie, I watched the director's cut with
Ooh, I saw
commentary.
it again.
And by the way, Jake Gyllenhaal does a fantastic Christopher Walken because they were like, what if we had Christopher Walken in the bunny suit? Like, what would that sound like? But yeah, there was a scene that apparently the air conditioner broke and he was so fucking hot, he just wore boxers and like from the waist up, he was like presentable, waist down, just the sways.
How bad you wish you were on the set of that movie?
Incredibly. It
Just
would have changed my life.
legendary Twig and Berry is just
I
flip
want to see
flop.
Swayze and his fucking Dalton.
That's right. I thought you'd be taller. Fucking a.
Yo, fun fact, and
Yeah.
I love Rebecca forever, but she actually enjoyed the new Roadhouse and she's never seen the original, so she's a little nervous to actually now see the original.
Well, just understand that it's different and better.
See, that's the thing. I told her because this Roadhouse, like you mentioned it last week, so I watched it. This Roadhouse didn't take itself too seriously. The first one did.
Oh
Like
my god.
the first one took itself serious as fucking cancer. But this one understood what it was and was like, we'll have some fucking fun with this. So I
I
think
just
she's apprehensive because it's going to be less lighthearted.
I just wish that they would have had the Wade Garrett character. Like it could have been like his old like one of his old trainers or some shit. Like
Yeah, you could have, you know what it is, but I feel like they would have fucking kind of fucked it up like they did with Pappas. And I know you didn't see the sequel to Point Break, but they basically, bro, Pappas was such a fucking throwaway character. It's ridiculous.
I mean, the way I would have did it in this movie is I would have had one of the incidents at the bar in the Keys like make the news, and then he would have been working somewhere else, and he would have seen like the news and saw like Jake Gyllenhaal like in the background like being helped out by like a medic or something like that, and he would have flew down to Florida, or drove down to Florida to help him out, and then he gets killed.
Yeah,
Just that's what I would have did.
you could have
But
did it. I feel like the doctor, instead of being like Red's niece, was related to the corrupt chief. Like, I don't know. It's kind of fucking stupid.
and there was no corrupt chief in the other one, so
No, and literally fucking Conor McGregor's character was worthless.
bro, tell me that that
Or
fucking performance wasn't weird. He was like oddly jovial.
it was, and if he could look me in the eye for 4/10 of a second and say he wasn't on steroids, I'd be like, you're fucking lying. He couldn't
Bro,
even
he was
walk
like,
straight.
I know that was so weird. I think it's because he's buff, but he's not like a big guy. I don't know.
Yo,
He was peacocking the whole movie, like, and
I mean,
he was a leprechaun, dude. He was like the Lucky Charms guy in that fucking movie.
just so you know, Swayze, I actually looked it up because I mentioned Razzie Awards last time we spoke.
Mm-hmm.
So Swayze is a recipient of Worst Actor for Next of Kin and Roadhouse.
Oh,
Dude, Ralph Macchio actually is on here for Karate Kid Part 3.
well, that's not surprising.
Stallone is on here for Lockup and Tango and Cash.
Fucking Lock Up is a classic. That is such an underrated Stallone movie. That's one of my
Yeah.
faves, bro.
Stallone also owns Worst of the Decade,
Mm.
which is wild.
What was it?
Yeah, so the movies that he got at Cobra, he won
Don't
it
Stop.
in 86, Lock Up in 89, Over the Top 87, which I love Over the Top, but it's definitely terribly acted. First Blood Part 2, 85, Rambo
Don't Stop.
3, 88, Rocky 4, 85. Go fuck yourself.
Wait, so he was the worst actor of the 80s or the 90s?
It just says worst actor of the decade.
Mm.
I don't know what decade they fucking chose for.
Apparently, it would be the 80s. They're like every movie he's ever made.
But yeah, Roadhouse is definitely it's all across the Razzies. It's fucked
Dude,
up, man.
I gotta give credit to Schwarzenegger, man. Like when him and Stallone had that feud in like the 80s and 90s, and he duped Stallone into starring in Don't Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. He fucking got him, bro. He was like telling people that he was gonna be in that movie, so Stallone like swooped in.
Bro,
It's not honestly, it's not all right, let's put it this way. It's not like the worst movie ever made. It's like an episode of fucking Everybody Loves Raymond, basically.
yeah.
But like everybody in it is likable. Like I like them. It's just I think part of the reason why it works is because it is Stallone and he's known for such macho movies. But I also think that's also part of the reason why it doesn't work. Like if you would have had like Tom Hanks or someone like Bill Paxton, somebody like that in the movie, I don't think it would have been as bad of a movie.
I also like you and I feel like once a year we're due to have this conversation. So like I'm just gonna fucking have it now because whatever. But
Oh,
like
one's been
no,
underrated.
that's a once a week conversation. Once bitten is a weekly. Like it's coming out on the podcast.
Next week, that's going to be my background. It's going to be a
I
movie post.
I'm anticipating and looking forward to it in equal measure. But
Yeah, I hope so.
no, how the what if of if Beverly Hills Cop went to Stallone like it was supposed to, and Eddie Murphy went to Ghostbusters like he was supposed to, because I actually read an article yesterday for the guy that played Winston, and he was like, did you feel like there was like a pay gap, or like do you feel like underwhelmed by what your role was in the movie? And he was like, look who I was in the fucking movie with. I was a new actor with like Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Rick Moranis. Like he understood his place and the fact that like he was like fucking brand new, but he's like, I'm sure if Eddie Murphy had the role like he was supposed to,
He was supposed to be a much bigger role. He would have
yeah,
been.
it would have changed the dynamic of the whole fucking movie.
Well, we did get to see what Beverly Hills Cop was with Stallone. It was fucking Cobra.
Cobra.
It was the same movie.
It's so,
That's a fucking. I want him to do a sequel to that so fucking bad, dude.
he won't.
There's a
All the movies
there's a
he's never sequeled. I'm shocked. That's
there's
not
a they're still talking about doing a fucking sequel to Demolition Man.
how
I don't know.
they knocked his fucking head off.
Yeah, but he's in it though. I mean, Stallone's still alive in that movie.
Yeah. Huh.
Now he'd really be old.
I heard what's her fucking name? Sandra Bullock actually offered Rob Schneider a role in Speed because they became like really good friends on the set, and he was like,
I did hear that.
he thought it was fucking dumb, so he didn't go for it. And
He's fucking yeah. Okay, this is the guy that's in like every Adam Sandler movie that's like scraping the bottom of the barrel.
he's even worse than David Spade. At least David Spade gets a real fucking credit. Like Rob
Yeah,
Schneider gets like a one-liner, like you can do it. Like he's that guy.
he's like a really weird like political guy now.
He looks like The Rock. Did you ever see the memes of them too? Like he looks like if there was a Twins movie, he would be the DeVito character and The Rock would be Schwarzenegger.
Oh wait, Rob Schneider looks like The Rock only if he was like Captain America.
Leftover genetic material.
Like he's like what Chris Evans looks like in the beginning of fucking the first fucking Captain America before he
Oh
gets
yes, dude. That's exactly fucking it.
yeah. Rob Schneider's a fucking
There was supposed
dick.
to be a Twins 3 coming out with Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was supposed to do a lot of fucking things he decided not to do. Yo, this Blur thing, I feel like it's saving us from like YouTube banning us from like infringement of sponsoring something that's not supposed to be sponsored. I mean,
Yeah, they also can't see your porn lighting either.
my what?
It's blurring your porn lighting. Now you're just a vacant motel.
Yes.
Yo, speaking of vacant motels, do you ever remember that movie with Luke Wilson
That's a fucking segue.
and Kate Beckinsale, fucking Vacancy?
Yeah, with Isn't it John Cusack?
No, Frank Whaley. The one you're thinking of with John Cusack is Identity.
That's a fucking weird movie. That's very interesting. That I feel like would have made a really good book. I'm surprised it's not.
It might have been. Was it?
I feel like it should have been based on like the ending because that's a very bookish ending.
You know what movie I'm shocked was not a book, and I've tried multiple times to find out if it was, and everything I found on the internet says it wasn't.
What?
The Beyond the Pines. That is rife for a book.
It's so weird how that works. Like sometimes it gets like super fucking artsy. I think The Killer could have been a book too, honestly. It was a book actually, wasn't it?
No idea.
No idea. You know, Kate Beckinsale hasn't ever been on a real fucking date.
You know she's a fucking Rhodes Scholar?
She is probably I love her. Love her. Don't even
How?
care.
I mean, listen, I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but like,
Road.
she's like apparently brilliant
That's fine.
and one of the hottest people to ever live. So
She's the 1% of the 1%. She got both.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But she made 5 fucking underworld movies. So
Yeah,
you
I
know
mean,
you know it's weird. Like her husband. I remember they were interviewing fucking Colin Farrell for I think it was Total Recall, and he was like, it was really weird because the director was like married to her at the time, and he has to
uh-huh.
like, make out with her and shit, and he was like, this is very cuckish.
Dude, that's weird. Like, how would you feel about that if you were directing your like wife in a sex scene with like somebody else?
Yeah, that's I don't
I,
know.
it's acting. Like, I guess when you get into acting, like you
I
understand
can't
that's like.
compartmentalize like that. Like that's
I mean,
wide
they're
open.
very hyper aware of the fact that it's not real. Like, they're very much like Kate Beckinsale isn't kissing Colin Farrell. It's character A kissing character B. Like it's almost like an out of body experience. Like you're not doing it, the person you're portraying is doing it, kind of thing.
But it's also Kate Beckinsale, and human nature is human nature, and she's still really hot. So like,
Oh yeah, I don't care what the movie is about. If I knew that there was a scene where me and her like made out in it, and I was like an actor, I'm taking the role. Like I don't care what the movie is.
$4 sold,
Yeah,
sag minimum.
yeah. We'll just have to keep asking for reshoots.
Yeah,
I don't think we got that right. Can we do it again, please? Yeah, I was crying. I'm sorry.
quiet on the set. Oh,
Yeah.
you definitely. It
Oh
reminds me
man,
of that fucking scene in Entourage where drama is like making out with somebody and like he fucks up so bad.
that fucking show. I
I love
hope they
that show.
back.
We're inching closer to the end of Sopranos. She's in season 6.
Uh-oh.
Like Junior shot Tony like 3 episodes back, so like he went through his recovery and it's getting real.
That's it. It's almost over.
God, I can't wait. So by next week's episode, well, next week, yeah, next week's episode, we'll I'll have the feedback of like what her reaction was. This is a fucking abomination because I literally looked at like a bunch of polls and Sopranos literally ranks in like the top 5 worst endings of all time. Like it's up there with like Dexter and
Mm,
Game of Thrones.
Seinfeld. Dude, I there's a theory going around that Larry David's going to end Curb the same way he ended Seinfeld as a big fuck you to everybody who hates that's the ending of Seinfeld. And if you've been watching the season of Curb, like you can see they're planting the seeds to at least make you think that that's how it's going to end.
I'm not gonna lie, Seinfeld definitely shows up on the list of like fucking hated endings.
Yeah, because it's I don't know. I think that's just one of those shows that people like didn't want it. And that's one of those shows that really never needed to end. It's just that they kind of got enough of it, but it was about nothing. You could just, dude. I want to get the guy that runs the modern day Seinfeld. I want to get him on this podcast so bad. I've emailed him like twice. The scenarios that he comes up with for like modern day Seinfeld episodes are fucking brilliant.
What does he have, a podcast?
No, he has a Instagram page, and honestly, like I'm gonna suck his dick a little bit right now because I'm gonna find the page, and I'm going to read you a couple of these, and they're so spot on, bro.
Just do me a favor, give him credit because like I'm already fucking toting the line drinking this fucking bored out coffee right here. So
No, yeah, dude. Okay, perfect. So this is if you want to check him out, it's Modern Seinfeld IG on Instagram. Shout out to him. If you at all ever see this, I am tagging you in this episode. We need to talk because some of the shit he comes up with is brilliant. So check this out. This is one of his scenarios. Kramer starts a snack bar in the lobby selling items he took from Jerry's apartment. He names it Jerry's. Health inspectors want to speak to Jerry. Elaine's date is a same sider who sits next to her at dinner. George flirts with a woman on LinkedIn but can't figure out if their upcoming meeting is a date or an interview. Like, dude, these are better than some of the actual
It's
fucking.
actually really good. I feel like all those things would happen. I feel like the answering machine was the LinkedIn inspiration for sure, where
Yes.
he didn't want to take the fucking phone call so she could end the date. That's actually really funny.
Um,
Believe it or not.
Here you go. Jerry is unsettled by the fact that his girlfriend doesn't have a middle name. George's girlfriend refuses to tell him what her middle name is, claiming he wouldn't get it. And Kramer alleges that him and Bob Sacamano traded middle names in the 80s. Like, dude, these are actual fucking episodes that I would watch. Oh, here you go. Kramer gets into a polyamorous relationship with four other people, but the one girl leaves. It was just him and three straight guys that hang out. And when Jerry asks why they're still together, he says, "We can't take that much hurt." Like, these are, dude, some of them are fucking brilliant. Oh, yeah. Jerry calls for an Uber because he let Kramer borrow his card. Kramer is the Uber driver, still charges him for the ride. Like, like, bro, like, they're so fucking spot on. It's like, and he's got like 22,000 followers. Like, I don't know, man. This dude has nothing but time on his hands, and it's time well spent. Like, it really
Oh
fucking
my
is. Like,
God. That
I
like
want
that's
him to like meet like fucking Jerry. I'm gonna like tag Jerry Seinfeld in his page. I just want
I
to see
mean,
if like
nah,
I don't.
he'll tell everybody to go fuck themselves. Like he turned down 100 mil to do another season of Seinfeld, but that's very like on brand with like where we thought Friends would be if like they redid Friends today when we did like our not a like a recasting, but like a modern version of what a Friends relationship would look like.
Right.
So I think he's fucking spot on, dude. Wild.
It's fucking wild. It really is. Yo, so did you see the Alien Romulus trailer?
I did. I'm
So
excited.
it takes place between Alien from 1979, Ridley Scott, and James Cameron's 1986 magnum opus. That's his magnum opus, dude. Fuck Avatar, fuck Titanic. That's it. Like, you took somebody else's idea and improved on it and made like a completely different movie that fits seamlessly into like the universe. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. But
I
did
want to
you enjoy?
correct that. I'm gonna fucking challenge you on that.
Okay,
He took that and basically modeled the same thing for Terminator because Alien 1 is very much a sci-fi horror.
right,
Alien 2 is a sci-fi action.
right. Oh yeah, he followed the
But
same.
this works. So Terminator 1, sci-fi horror, which I actually like better than 2 now. And I will fucking argue that till I'm dead. I think Terminator 1's a better movie. Terminator 2, sci-fi action.
Oh, without a doubt, I think Terminator One is the better movie from a story standpoint. But Terminator Two is like the blueprint for making like a correct sequel.
Do you think he could, if he came back today, fucking, what's it been, 24 years, 34 years later? Do you think he would crush it with Terminator 3?
What, like if they didn't make any of the other ones?
No, no, yeah, forget that.
Like
Retcon
if he just
horror.
decided to make three now?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know because Schwarzenegger's like a billion years old, dude. Like,
I
you
would,
would need
you don't need
de-age
him.
the fuck out of him.
People forget that, like, in the first one, in that dream sequence, there was a fucking Terminator that didn't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger because if they all looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger, they wouldn't be the best infiltration units ever anyway.
Right.
So at some
Yeah,
point,
but
they
then
have to look like something.
would you want to watch a Terminator movie without Schwarzenegger though? I mean,
Yes. At this point, yeah. I'm
but that's because you're using like the thinking of you've seen all the other ones that were trash. Like, if those didn't exist,
I
like,
watched the Halloween without Mike Myers and I loved it.
yeah, okay, fair enough.
But let's go back to Romulus because I feel like you can only exist in that between 1 and 2. I feel like
Yeah.
it's gone so far. Like aliens exist in our fucking timeline with Alien versus Predator and shit.
And
So
he said that he's trying to, the dude who directed Feed Alvarez, the one who directed like Don't Breathe, and which is a fucking dope movie if you've ever seen those. And the remake of Evil Dead from 2013. Like he said, it's going to be fucking gory, but they're also like keeping like the aesthetic and like the tone of like the first two, like somewhere in between the first two.
Yeah, you could tell from the trailer. It's leaning really heavy into horror, which
Yeah,
I feel like is just fucking necessary at this point because I don't really like. I said this before. I think it was like 3 weeks ago. I don't really like Prometheus was an okay movie. Covenant was an okay movie, but like it's like a Stephen King book. Like you could have taken fucking half the shit out of it, and it would have been good.
Prometheus is one of those movies that the trailer was so fucking good that the movie was a letdown. Like from the trailer when you first saw it, you were like, "This is going to be the greatest movie ever made." Like, there's nothing that's ever going to be better than this.
But in
And
reality, it was I. You know what it is? Michael Fassbender, right?
yeah,
I think he's wildly over fucking rated. Sorry.
really.
I think he is beyond overrated.
You ever seen the movie Shame with him, where he's the sex addict?
No, but that sounds very fucking on brand for the type of role he seems to get. This
And see,
conflict, this conflicted, deep fucking human that's got layers of fucking soul and consciousness. Like he sucks.
I like him. I disagree with you, but I'll fight to the death for your reason to believe that.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I was constitutionally upheld.
That's it.
But no, I'm excited. I think we definitely need a new Alien movie. It sucks for Neil Blomkamp that it's weird because I watched Elysium the other day because that movie's fucking great but doesn't get a lot of burn. Like R-rated sci-fi is just really hard to take off. But Chappie, I think, is what put the fucking nail in the coffin with Blomkamp's career. Like that movie was just fucking garbage.
And honestly, I like the idea of Chad because I find that movie to be enjoyable, but like I find that the two main characters, that like Australian fucking rap techno
They're
music,
South African.
yeah, whatever they are, they're fucking annoying.
I love Hugh Jackman's hair in that movie.
I
It
mean,
looks
when it's
like
great,
It looks
honestly,
like somebody fucking was blindfolded with a pair of clippers and was like,
dude, he got robbed for an Oscar when he was played Jean Valjean, bro. He like, dude, like honestly, you
I just,
can't, and he can sing too, dude. Like I don't
you
even know who
just,
he lost to, but it's bullshit. Whoever he lost,
you
to. I don't
just
care.
put me on a fucking spectrum of John Valjean and Chappie.
I mean,
Hugh Jackman's got range, bro. He
he
is
has fucking range.
range.
Bro, have you ever seen Les Miserables?
No, I fucking hate musicals. I'm sorry.
Bro, you got to watch that movie. The worst part about that movie is the fact that they cast Russell Crowe even though he can't sing. But I can see why they cast him because if it wasn't a musical, he would have been perfect for that role. But you have to watch it solely for the performance of. I mean, Anne Hathaway is good. She's a supporting actress. She won the Oscar. She's only in the movie for like 20 minutes, but her entire like sequence is like fucking heartbreaking. But like just for fucking Jackman's performance alone, like forget the fact you
No,
don't like
I've heard he's fucking spectacular.
spectacular.
He's just an
Like
all.
that's something you look back on when you look back on like past Oscar winners, and you're like, yeah, we may have fucked up here. I don't remember who he. Let's see, who did. Let's find out who Hugh Jackman lost to, because I guarantee you they were whacker than fucking him. Let's see, who did Hugh Jackman lose the Oscar to? Let's find this out. I don't know.
Mm, mm,
I have
mm,
no idea.
mm, mm, mm.
This is gonna be like so fucking hard to find
Patrick
too.
Swayze.
It would. I wish it was not.
I think he would voluntarily give up his fucking awards to Swayze. Take it.
Let's.
Take it.
All right, well, we're getting there. Hold on. Academy Awards, where are you? What? Why is it not listed?
Oh,
People's
perhaps
Choice, Kids' Choice, Empire Awards, Bambi,
Bambi.
Major. Oh, here we go. 2013 Best Actor. Okay, let's see. Who's the winners here? That's the one that Seth MacFarlane fucking hosted. All
Oh,
right. Jesus Christ, I fucking hate Wikipedia.
I mean, bro,
Best supporting actor. All right, so Jennifer. Oh, Daniel Day Lewis won for fucking Lincoln.
makes sense.
No.
Shut up.
All right, so
You
we
can't.
saw
It's
Lincoln,
Daniel Day-Lewis, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
but he already had two Oscars.
Who cares? That and
And
it was
honestly,
a biopic.
Okay. I see. There you go. Further proving my point is that yes, he looked exactly like Lincoln. We saw Lincoln in the theater. That movie's boring as fuck. Like, yes, it's a good movie, but it's boring as fuck. We don't know what Abraham Lincoln sounded like. We barely know what he looked like. We only know it from paintings. Like, there's no photographs of fucking like I don't know. Whatever. He got fucking robbed. I want to see Daniel Day Lewis sing a fucking song.
He can.
Name the movie.
I
Where
don't.
is he?
I don't know, but Gangs in New York was spectacular.
Yes, he is one of the greatest actors to ever be alive. And I just watched Last of the Mohicans the other day.
He said he
Michael Mann,
would
my
consider
favorite.
coming out of retirement for one more movie
Oh God, I hope it would be like a Tarantino movie.
or a Scorsese movie. I think it's a Scorsese movie.
Maybe.
I wonder, like, they were supposed to make fucking Devil in the White City, and I don't know what the fuck ever happened with that. That would have
Yeah,
been dope.
DiCaprio.
Yeah, like, I don't know. The fucking H.H. Holmes, like, I've listened to a lot of like true crime podcasts on him. Like, he was a fucking wicked dude, bro. He killed everybody.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking he DiCaprio was also the first choice to play American Psycho.
Should have.
Yeah, he. I feel like he never gets a chance to play the fucking psycho killer, man.
I don't know what he does. I don't know how he makes his decisions anymore. Like
Oh, I know exactly what he does. I can tell you what he's doing right now. As a matter of fact, he's on a beach somewhere,
with a
dressed
25 and
like
a half year
Adam
old.
Sandler with a 19-year-old supermodel from like fucking Uzbekistan. That's where the fuck he's doing. And he's like ignoring her and like on his phone playing Sudoku, and she's just like, oh,
He has 6 years before she's dumped.
yeah, he'll be 84 and she'll be 23. Yeah.
But going back to trailers of things to come, because I think the movies are finally slowly starting to make a fucking comeback. I am excited to see Beetlejuice too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like so much time has fucking passed. Like, that
Bro.
movie should be made in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, but I think seeing him play Batman again, probably fucking did something somewhere. Like, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
they're
I was
trying to get
watching,
stuff around for a while.
I feel like you needed a story to make it work. And sometimes, like these guys, like, bro, it takes years. Like, you saw fucking, there were pictures of Timothy Chalamet from 2018 reading Dune. And like,
Yeah.
we just got Dune 2 in 2024. It's six
If
fucking years, bro.
dude, I'll be honest with you though, man. Like, I think that some of these like nostalgic things are like warranted, and I also think some of them are just annoying. But I am happy that they're using stop motion animation and they're not going to go like heavy into the CGI. And I'm glad there's Tim Burton and not some Tim Burton fan that's making the movie. But I think some of these legacy movies, like I'm really stoked to see the Ghostbusters. I know it's not doing great in the box office; it's getting crushed by Godzilla, but that'll find life, I think, on streaming. But I'm going to see that on Tuesday, and I can't fucking wait because we basically waited most of our lives to see sequels to Ghostbusters. So,
You
and
know,
I'm glad they did it. The
you and
OGs.
I, this is one of the areas where we will never agree because I fucking hated Ghostbusters 2 and you like it.
I fucking love Ghostbusters too.
I can't,
It's I
can't
don't
fucking
know. It's
stand
one
it,
of those
bro. I can't. It's
movies.
one is here's the thing. Like we grew up in a time where like the early 90s, late 80s had some really fucking perfect movies. Ghostbuster 1 happened to be one of those. Silence of the Lambs, another one. Like certain things just don't fucking need a sequel.
All right, but what is so bad about Ghostbusters 2? Because I can for everything you tell me that's terrible, I can tell you that's fucking great.
No. Just the ooh, this fucking slime, bro. The slime. Here's the thing. As
Toaster
an adult,
Dance.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, perfect movie. 2, as a kid, yes, didn't age well for me as an adult, but 1 aged amazing
Well, yeah, because
because
2 is fun, and when you're a kid, your brain is like, so like it was more fun. First one is gritty, bro.
The Crow didn't need a sequel, let alone the
Doesn't
3 it got.
need a sequel, doesn't need a remake.
I'm a little
But
curious about the remake because I really feel like they're going like John Wick with it. So I'm kind
it
of curious.
dumped all over fucking Brandon Lee's legacy because that was his final thing he ever did.
Yeah, but this is not going to touch that. Nothing is going to change about what the Crow was. Just
No, he
the
looks like the Joker in fucking Suicide Squad. The
But
What
they're
would you?
really leaning into the whole like he can get obliterated by bullets and not give a shit. Did you see the fucking trailer? He's
I
walking
did.
like I feel like they kind of gave a little too much because they're like we need to get people bought into this idea, but like he's literally getting blasted apart.
Well, a lot of these movies feel like they have to be like really extreme in like superhero movies, and really they don't. They can be small stories. Like,
Bro, the scene where Brandon Lee goes into the meeting with Top Dollar at the club, it's the greatest
yeah,
scene in the whole movie. He's like, I just want him. And he's like, nope. And he's like, well, you're all gonna fucking die then.
you know who's a really underrated actor that I feel like would have made an incredibly good Batman or Doctor Doom?
Chris Lambert.
Okay, no, see, he's the greatest actor of our generation. There's a complete difference.
Can you imagine Chris Lambert? Fucking Batman.
As fucking Batman, oh my god, a French Canadian Bruce Wayne, dude.
I feel like it's a fucking total missed opportunity just to see what that looks like.
Dude, he's in the movie The Sicilian in Italy, playing a real
Bro,
life
you
Sicilian
know what I think
with
I'm
a
gonna spend money
accent.
on? I'm gonna find a designer on Fiverr that will take Chris Lambert and put Michael Keaton's fucking bat cowl on him because I just want to know.
It's it's gonna work, right? Like you understand that it's gonna be the thing that's been missing from your life.
Dude, it's one of those like inspirational things where it's like my word vomit just it unlocked something in me that's like, how has this been missing my entire life?
I'll do you one better. You have that made, I will have it blown up to a 27 by 36 poster size and send it to you, and you must display it in your house. It must be hanging somewhere in your house, framed.
I think it would describe our friendship as well as it could be expected.
You still have no idea who I'm gonna say at
Sorry,
all.
I lost. I mean,
No,
I'm no longer in the same reality as you. I'm in a reality where Chris Lambert is.
so I'll give you a hint. He actually shows up in two franchises we've currently spoken about. He is
Okay.
in The Crow, and he's also in one of the Alien movies. This
He's in
actor,
the original. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I forgot his name. Michael. He's the guy that played Top Dollar. I forgot his real name.
Michael Wincott.
That's it.
Bro, he's got such a great villain voice, but also like a great Batman voice too. And he's like dark. I always thought David Duchovny would be a good Batman too.
I
He's
think
very dark.
he is very dark, but I think yeah, your guy. I mean, he does have a very like. He wouldn't have to change his voice. He would actually have to change his Bruce Wayne voice.
Yeah, he'd actually have to like learn how to talk like a human.
Can't.
Yeah, he can't do it. And honestly, like I looked him up. He's like 67 years old. He could definitely not. He's too old to be fucking Doctor Doom. But he was in Nope. Was like the last thing I saw from him. The Jordan Peele movie. That's wildly overrated. That movie's not that good.
Yeah, I feel like Chris Lambert and Thomas Jane could be
Are
some.
the same guy?
It's act like I'm looking at the connection. Oh my God, he's only 6 days older than my dad,
Who?
Chris Lambert.
Dude, I wanted Thomas Jane if I was making the. I mean, as much as I love Henry Cavill, like if you were gonna remake fucking Highland, you got to go Thomas Jane or the guy from that show with Kevin Bacon. You remember that show with the cult leader,
No,
the British dude? It was The Following. It was called.
it sounds dope and it sounds right up
Oh,
my alley, but
dude, hold on a second. I'm gonna. You need to Google this dude really quick. He looks exactly like Thomas Jane and Christopher Lambert.
if they both look like the same person, can it just be Christopher Lane
His name is James Purefoy.
or Thomas Lambert?
Purefoy. Purefoy. I
You
wish it was Thomas Lambert. I'm gonna name my next kid Lambert, no matter what sex gender they are.
holy shit.
Bro, wild, right? They're like triplets.
Yeah, that's actually I yeah, that's weird.
That was actually a really great show until it wasn't.
That's usually how it
Like
goes.
this guy, James Purefoy, um he looks exactly like Hugh Jackman and Christopher Lambert or Thomas Jane had a baby.
I need to find the right Christopher Lambert picture and make this thing happen.
Hold on, I gotta fix my device. It says I am losing juice here, even though it's plugged in. Fucking iPads are trash.
Well,
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll be back. Talk amongst yourselves.
I will talk amongst myself. One of the things that I'm
I'm
very
listening. I'm totally listening.
that fucking scene, the scene that is in your background is actually fucking awesome because like that's where he fucking starts to tell him about like portals and shit. This is such a wildly underrated movie. Like it's like when I think about cult classics, I definitely think about Donnie Darko.
I'm actually, honestly, I'm gonna order it right now on
You're
Amazon
the
before.
only fucking person I know that films a podcast that's streaming currently that chooses not to plug in your fucking device.
No, it's been plugged in. It's just this fucking wire is wonky. Like it's now, just now, it's showing the charging thing, and I didn't realize it wasn't doing that. Yeah,
Oh, the limit was
right. Mark Norman
0.08. I thought
all
it
the time.
was 0.07. That's what you just did there.
Fucking Mark Norman does this shit all the time. They'll be doing a podcast. He's like, I'm going to the bathroom, and he's like yelling shit from across the room.
It doesn't fucking matter. Podcasts are literally like I was, it's funny. I was talking to Rebecca because like a couple of weeks ago when we filmed the whole podcast, I decided not to save. I was like, you can't fully script a podcast. You have broad stroke talk points. But
Right.
like, I would never want to just have like structured, choreographed conversation. Like, it's not cool. Like, give the topic, and like hot takes are just so much better. Like, people actually give a shit about them.
That's one thing I got to try out our next interview is because I feel like
You want to read
I'm
from the script?
too I'm too scripted. I have my questions I want to ask, and I feel like I don't turn them into like a fluid conversation often enough. And I need to work on that. But listen to a lot of interviewing podcasts and seeing how I
I
could.
have so like one of my biggest regrets right now is that like I am a very big fan of Audible. You know about Audible, right? Like listening to audiobooks and shit.
Yeah.
So really into like nonfiction because it's all like business centric stuff and like just a lot of shit. But like since I don't fucking drive as much anymore, bro, I have like 10 or 11 books. Like I listen to everything on two times speed. I don't know if most people do that. Like I
I
know
think
some,
that's like a Gen Z thing. You're like with it. You're hip.
yeah, I everything is at two times speed because it cuts the fucking time in half. And even with that, bro, I can't get through fucking books without getting a fucking phone call for some fucking shit that has to be fixed or addressed or dealt
You
with.
got you got to play it on one of your devices,
I also I
like your
look at listening to audiobooks at home like drinking at home. Like, why? I'm home.
bro. You would make such a shitty Batman because like your work phone would always be going off, and you'd never answer the bat phone, and just the fucking Penguin and Joker would just be butt fucking people in the streets of Gotham, and you would just 800 missed calls.
Yeah. Nobody could get in touch with me. It's funny
Yeah.
because like everybody that has like my personal phone is always like, you never answer it. And it's like because I'm attached to my work phone. It
So give
goes
every
off.
number.
No, because I can't fucking trust what you'll send that work phone. You are specifically the reason nobody has it. Like
Really?
specifically, yeah. Because I worry that like you're gonna get like you're gonna forget that there's a difference one day and send me something that like my job is gonna see and be like, we can't continue your employment anymore.
I'll
This
make you a deal. I will make you a deal.
no,
I will only call your work phone. I will never text it.
no.
So what if I'm like somewhere and I'm in like a jam, like fucking Allie and the baby are kidnapped, and I got a gun to my head, and I gotta call somebody, and I choose you for whatever dumb reason I would do that, and you don't pick up, bam, dead. At
Call
least if you
Rebecca.
are buying a fucking landline in Saskatchewan, like you'll pick up.
Call Rebecca. You know, actually, it's so funny. Rebecca doesn't even have the work phone number. Neither do my parents.
And the Danny works for the CIA. Fucking
It's so
theory.
funny, bro. It's not even a local number. It's 518. Like it's in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, I kind of want to move to I think it's Chicago or whatever. Their area code's 225.
That's so funny. I thought of you the other day. I weighed myself and I've officially dropped like 40 pounds because I hit the 225 mark.
Dude, oh nice. Congratulations. A wonderful number. That's what Superman weighs. Yeah, 6'2", 225.
I lost it though. I'm down to 223, but even
Fuck
still,
you.
I held it for a day. You're somehow,
Dude,
you
you
know,
are 2 pounds shy of being where I'm at.
I guess I'm dense. I don't fucking I don't know where it is, bro.
I made a lasagna and a shepherd's pie for Easter today, so I will be 2:30 by the end of the day. I'm hitting the gym hard, dude. Honestly, I've been wanting to like hit the gym hard, but it's always a fucking holiday coming up that like I just can't avoid the food. I have zero willpower. If anybody listening to this podcast is a therapist or something, like just
So
reach out.
there's a book you should read.
Like,
There's a book you should read. It's called Atomic Habits. I feel like it would be helpful.
oh, it's just my autobiography.
Such a good fucking book. It's about like don't make goals, make a process because once you hit a goal, you'll fall off if you haven't fundamentally changed.
Oh well, I have absolutely zero patience for anything, so it's very hard to have a goal or anything for me. Like I go to the gym and I'll eat like a salad and like drink water all day. I'll go to the gym for like an hour and I'll be like, all right, I'm not any skinnier. What the fuck? Fuck this. Let's go
But you
to
know what's
fucking.
cool though? Like I actually I did a video on like my other YouTube channel the other day about like consistency and shit because I'm really like fucking bought into that. And it's like at this point, I've been doing this shit for so fucking long that like I don't have like that crash diet. It's not like you know when you're on a crash diet, you're like you'll drop 30 pounds, but then you eat a fucking chip or something and you gain like 7 back. Like I've been doing this so long that I could eat like shit for like 2 or 3 days. I probably wouldn't fucking gain the way I would have. Like it's not like my stomach's just gonna instantly explode again because it's just been so
Oh,
long that I've been doing this now.
I was at a restaurant the other day. Oh, mind you, I have a quick anecdote for you that'll lead us into one of our new segments here.
I love
But
anecdotes.
I saw these two bodybuilder dudes. Like I'm talking like cut off t-shirts, like their fucking legs, dude, were like the size of tree trunks. And they were chowing down on like fucking burgers, fries, extra cheese, bacon, like all this shit. Like they were eating the way like your cardiologist would be like, please stop.
You know,
Like,
so
like I don't even care like about the money, just stop.
there's actually a
So yeah,
reason for it though. So like when you work out, like my fucking trainer told me this, like you're supposed to eat like whatever your weight is divided by like a certain number, like that's how many grams of like protein you need a day. And she was just like, even at 220, 223, like you would need to make a conscious effort to eat that much protein.
right,
Like it's fucking absurd. Like I gave up sugar, which was cool, but like I just can't eat that much protein.
bro. Not to be honest with you, isn't it true though that like you can basically eat most anything you want as long as you portion control it?
It all depends too, like because your metabolism. Like I work with a guy that goes to the gym. He's doing a lot of lifting stuff. So he has to eat shit that intentionally slows down his metabolism.
Right,
He's the type of dude that will wake up the next morning 7 pounds lighter, whether he tried it or not.
fucking guy.
Fucking piece of shit.
No,
But
you know how bad French fries are for you, dude? That it's actually like scientifically proven
I don't
that
care.
eating a whole other cheeseburger is less detrimental to your health.
You know how hard it is to drive past a fucking McDonald's every day that's currently I feel like they're always making fries.
Dude,
It's
I don't eat fries.
I love them. I don't eat them either. I haven't had
Why?
McDonald's in like 8 months now, 9 months.
Because a microscopic amount of fucking ketchup gives me agita. So I just don't even bother with the fries. I don't even order them. I'll get like if I
Wait,
go get a burger,
a
I'll get like potato
microscopic
salad,
amount of what?
ketchup.
Like ketchup?
Yeah.
Bro, you used to fucking slather ketchup on fucking. You were the guy that put it on the tray sheet and fucking.
Yeah, I know. And
It's
it's
all.
ruined my
How?
fucking acid reflux, bro. It's so acidic with the vinegar that's in it and everything. Like one bite of it, and I'm fucking in agony for the rest of
I
the
thought
day.
it was like, oh,
It's even worse than marinara sauce for me.
I
It's like on par with like orange juice, dude.
have like a 14-month supply of fucking stomach acid reducer because of my whole fucking swallowing gimmick there. My
Oh,
ass.
how is it? Is it better? Are you back?
I'm mostly back now. Yeah.
Fucking back, dude. That's the thing. You haven't talked about it in so long. I forgot to ask you about it because I totally forgot about it even being a thing
You know,
because like you haven't mentioned it.
it was weird because I had to stop, like I had to learn how to drink water while running. Um, and then I stopped drinking water because I realized like once I drank water, I'd feel like the fucking water just shaking in my like guts.
Well, all right.
But even swallowing saliva, like I had to figure it out. Like, bro, I'm going like not 8.5 miles an hour. Like I need to swallow spit when I need to swallow spit. So like I kind of had to like get through it. So I figured it out.
All right. And now you can get back to your volunteer work of servicing inmates at your local prison. That's it. That's it. The charity work never stops for Danny Esquire. It's just shot after shot. What do you want from me?
I like to,
Oh,
pay it forward. What's up?
I was at a restaurant yesterday.
Did they have you take the food home to cook it yourself again?
No, no, this actually is something I overheard.
Ooh,
Old dude, Vietnam veteran, hat with his wife who had absolutely no teeth in her head. Typical Florida couple. Um, he
right.
like pulls there's like a table that's like I want to say like 25 feet away from them.
Uh,
And it was little kids, like a 4-year old, like a 2-year old, and then like an older sibling. And the 2-year old was like screeching and like whatever. And anybody who's ever been around a child like knows that when they're that age, they just make noise. That's it. There's no avoiding it. When they're super quiet, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
they probably shit or something.
or you know what it is? He had a sibling that was a little bit older than him. He wanted whatever she was playing with. Like they're very like they're like dogs. They're like pets when they're that age. Like they're very just like reactionary. Like they react to everything. They don't. You can't reason with them. You can't
They
sit them
can't
down.
be
Like
bargained with. They
no,
can't be
nothing,
reasoned with.
nothing. They're like an alien species, like taking over. Like
It's like describing the
so.
Terminator.
That's
Like they
basically
will
what
not
they are.
stop
They're
ever.
little mini Terminators. They just are on fucking go at all times. And the guy pulls the waiter aside because I was like a table next to him, and he's like, "What's your policy on uh screeching children?" And the guy's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, we don't have a policy. Like, they're fucking children. Like, they're
Mm.
people. Like, make noise. Like, what are you gonna do? We're a family restaurant." He's like, "Well, that was my kid. I'd drag him the fuck out of here." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sure that's why you're eating alone. I'm sure your kids fucking never talk to you." So I did not want to get involved, but like he like looked at me and I guess he was kind of like looking at me for like affirmation of like what he was saying was like I'm gonna be like yeah, because Lucas wasn't
You're
with it.
you're a white guy in proximity. Was that what it was?
Yeah, I was actually getting a new phone and I was waiting for him to transfer all my shit, so I grabbed the bite to eat in the mall. And I was by myself, so I guess maybe he thought single guy, no kids. I'll agree with the fuck he's saying. So I
Yeah.
turned to him and I was like, I mean, I was like, kids make noise, And he's like, yeah, but I was like, and plus you don't know, like the kid could be autistic or something, and maybe it's something that they can't physically like
Yeah.
control, like you know what I mean, like. And he's like, yeah, but you just gotta gotta have a policy, and I was like, yeah, a restaurant did have a policy like that. You know what happened? They got sued into oblivion, and now everyone that owns and worked for them is fucking unemployed. I was like, that's why there's no policy. It's no different than saying Asian people can't come in here
You
or
want
black people can't
you
come
want
in
a
here.
summation of the human race
Yeah,
in one.
children here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they like, what the fuck are you talking about?
The
Give a shit.
entire human race could be summed up in all forms, all varieties, thoughts, beliefs by how they deboard planes.
Yeah,
Right there. That is every bit of entitlement, understanding. I am better. I am worse. I will sit. I will stand. I will run. I will put. Deboarding a plane is humanity at its worst.
and the people who complain about kids on a fucking plane, like, dude, you're being miserable on a plane. So are they. The only difference is
They can
they
cry
don't
about
have
it.
they don't have the vocabulary to express it the way you do. Bro, this fucking iPad is charging but losing juice because I'm using it as I'm fucking.
You're probably not charging it with a big enough block. That's probably why.
Yeah, son of a fuck.
I mean, we're
Anyway,
we're we're about at the hour, so I want to,
well, that leads me to our segment.
segment it up.
Shit that fucking annoys me on a daily basis. Number one, your fucking opinion. Why did anyone have to give a shit about listening to it? And two, does it ever like bother you that not a single person like younger than us knows how to make change without a computer? Like, I forget where I was somewhere, but like, I'm not even gonna do the math now because I'm gonna fuck it up. So I'm doing it off the head. But I didn't want like 92 cents in my fucking pocket, so I gave the girl like a dime, and she's like looking at me like I handed her like wampum, like I was trying to
Couldn't do the
barter.
math of her having to give you back less change because you broke past the dollar barrier.
Yeah, And she's like, I don't know what to do. Like the computer, like I already put it in. I was
So
like,
instead of
bro,
92 cents, she would have had to give you back two, and
yeah,
she couldn't fathom that.
right. And then she's like weary about like what I'm telling her. And I literally, I swear to God, I said to her, I was like, if I was trying to rob you, it would not be of 2 cents.
Why aren't you using a fucking card?
Like,
Smart thing.
well, I don't know, because I didn't think that using cash would be that fucking hard. Like I didn't want to swipe my card for like a $2 purchase.
Like, take this. I don't want
Yeah,
92 cents back.
and
There
the
was
sad
not, I
part is
agree
she
with
doesn't
you.
realize I'm helping her by giving her fucking the dime. Like she didn't realize that I'm actually making her job easier. All she do is give me 2 pennies. She
Yeah,
didn't have to
like,
count out.
it'll, the till will still balance if we do it this way. Just understand that.
Yeah. And like also, even if there was a mistake in the math because the fucking almighty computer didn't tell you, your boss isn't gonna fire you over 2 fucking pennies. Throw a fucking nickel out of your own
All of
pocket.
them
Hero.
have like acceptable fucking variance levels anyway, because they assume that nobody could do math.
Dude, I am so scared for like when Lucas goes to school, bro. Like, what the fuck is he gonna learn? We pretend that history didn't happen.
Have you
We
ever fucking seen compound math with like boxes and shit?
what?
You know what's funny? Like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example of math. Like, we, for better, for worse, or for indifferent, the way we went to school, we did sequential math. 10th grade was my last year of conventional math. I took pre-calculus in 11th grade. I dropped it because I was like, I don't fucking need this. And I
Yeah.
always struggled with math. Like things like fucking sequential math just fucking did not jive with me. But yet, and what I've actually found out there's a phrase for like pure math, which is like math that you do in the everyday. I'm like
Right.
a fucking genius with.
Yeah.
So like I don't understand why we can't just fucking lean into that math. Like a kid should know how to do a percentage fast because why wouldn't you? They should know how you get a percentage. Like if I need to know what percentage of this number I'm doing of something, you should be able to figure it out.
People don't
That's the
understand
shit that
the movie of a
matters.
decimal point. Do you ever like have someone be like, "What's 12 times 4?" And like you hear it, you answer, and you're like 48. And they're like, "Wow, you're good at math." It's like, no, like you memorized the timetables in like third grade.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a genius because I know what 12 4 times is, or how to move a decimal point.
So
Like weird.
I'm gonna give you like I know we talk about like our separate shit on here sometimes. I'm gonna give you a perfect example of how math has fucking served my life, right? And
Help
this
me.
is the shit they should teach in school. So like I run a sales team. So I figured out based on like what my goals are, right? What each location I have to deal with contributes to my goal. So some of them contribute 27%, some contribute 18%. And then I take the hours of the week I have to devote to actually helping them sell shit. And that's the amount of time they get. So if I have 15 hours left over in the week to actually send on a sales floor and sell some shit, my big store will get 27% of that 15 hours. And I just figure out what that looks like. And like, but that's a real life math equation that like will solve a problem. There's a building in Manhattan right now that if they continue building it, it will fall. They have to leave it there because
Where?
somebody fucked up building it or however it worked. There's literally an empty abandoned building that costs over $100 million that they don't know what to do with because it's going to fall.
You want to buy it at an auction for like $50 and make it into a parking lot?
Sure, you can
Don't.
get a fiat in there, one single fiat they can sway. But yet the
Well,
Leaning Tower of Pisa has been standing for 400 years. Figure that one out.
bro, I'm going to Italy next year, next May.
Oh, surprise to me. Would have
Yeah,
loved.
not the May coming, but the May after.
Good for you.
Yeah,
You've never been. You should go.
never been. I'm making the pilgrimage to the homeland.
Yeah, I was talking to Rebecca. I think it's time to get my my secondary passport. I think I've reached because they're gonna institute the visa soon, and I just
Mm-hmm.
don't want to deal with that. So I'm just gonna get my other passport.
Do it. Get it. You
I get
should.
it's a faster line when I get there because it's EU. So I'm already like
But I'm
pre.
looking forward to it.
What made you
Okay.
decide to go to Italy in 2 years?
It's my parents' 45th wedding anniversary. They want to go, so me and Allie and the baby are tagging along.
For you
So
guys.
I've been asking Allie to get a passport since 2017. So hopefully she'll finally decide to get one the week of this trip.
It takes about 8 months to get it if you've never done it before, like for paperwork processing.
Right.
So I would.
Right.
It
Yeah.
took me
I
six
got. I
weeks to get
lost
mine
mine.
renewed.
I lost mine, dude, in the move to Florida. I had it when I got here, or I thought I did, and I cannot find it for the life of me. But I've torn everything I have apart, and I had everything in an envelope sealed. I had social security cards. I had um, I had birth certificates. I had COVID vaccination cards. Like, I had everything that could be like used to steal your fucking identity
Except the
in
fucking
a
passport.
dude in no, I had it. I had it in an envelope, and I had it in my backpack, so it wasn't even in any of my fucking luggage. So it was like, all right, if they lose my luggage, at least I have all my shit. I used it to like get a job down here when I first came down here because I don't think I had
Do you know it's down
a
there?
driver's license or something, and I don't know what the fuck happened to it. It's got to be somewhere. I just don't know. But I'm
You're
just gonna get
aware
another.
of it. You're aware of it being down there though, right?
Yeah, they should put tracking devices in those, like little chips. But I'm gonna get another one. But I'm gonna start that process because it's a pain in the
Yeah,
ass.
I need to figure it out because I definitely want to go back. Rebecca's never been. England can fuck off. England sucks. But
I can
like,
get. I have to get Lucas one, right?
no, I think if he's under, it depends on when you go. If
He's
he's
only gonna be like 2.5, 3, almost
no,
3.
he doesn't get a passport yet.
Yeah. Actually, he'll be 3. Yeah.
Yeah, he won't need a passport. He can
Yeah.
travel on your passport.
Okay. Cool.
But no, it'll be fun. But I
So,
mean, I don't know what's gonna change in fucking 2 years. Like, what the fuck is going on with everything? I don't.
do you have any daily annoyances?
Yes, I do actually.
Oh God.
I don't like how, and this is, I guess this is more like professionally related, but like, I don't like how people just assume you can fix a problem for them. Like, I understand at the end of the day, like I've developed into a very analytical person. I like looking at problems from a lot of different views, right? But I
Is
have
this like from your LinkedIn profile?
no, like I've professionally worked with people that just don't seem to get it. And it's like it's really difficult. Like you should at the end of the day, bro, like people need to find happiness. If what you do is not making you happy, find something else better to do. Like my dad has one good saying every 3 years. Like it's so fucking weird.
That's
And one
pretty
of them
good.
was like, yeah, it literally it seems to work out that way. Once every 3 years, he gives me a fantastic piece of advice. And he was like, if you don't love what you're doing and it's not making you money, stop doing it.
Right. The only
And he,
problem is that with that is that most people are not in a position to change because they're paycheck to paycheck. But if you're not paycheck to paycheck, then I 100% agree with him. Like, fuck
but
off
here's
with
the
that.
thing, leverage the time. So like if I was ever looking for something else, I would just be looking for something else because that's a problem I need to solve for me
Right.
while I was doing a job I maybe like less than liked. Like, like I left my job at one point. I went to a different company for a year. I fucking hated it. I hated a lot of things about it, but I held them until I found something better.
See, I can never do that. I'm like, I hate this in a week and I'll just be unemployed until I find something. I'm like the least responsible person when I'm unhappy.
No, I don't know, man. I just
Oh, you're a better man than me. It's fine. It's all good.
if that if that's the bar, we're there.
Well, the bar is low, so you could just kind of like just walk over it. You don't even have to like worry about it.
No, but I mean, besides that, brother, like enjoy your Easter, you know.
I'm going to gavon myself. I might go in the pool. It's 80 degrees here.
Fuck off. It's 61 here, so I'm gonna wear fucking shorts and a hoodie and not care about it.
Dude, you wear shorts and a V-neck black T-shirt in a blizzard.
So funny story, we're moving, right? Like I told you that. I think I told you like 2 weeks ago, like we're moving and
When's the moving date? April 1st.
15th.
Oh, tax
So
day.
what I did was, yeah, it's been done. But no, so
Nothing
I
cleaned up.
literally I went through my drawers to like get rid of like things that I didn't have, and I counted. I have 27 black V-necks. 27 different like I have Gildan, I have Goodfellow from Target, I have True Classic, I have Gap, I have 27 black V-necks.
You are Jack Slater.
I am Jack Slater. I love black V-necks. I don't like white shirts because I feel like the second you wash a white shirt, it's no longer ever as clean as the day. It will never be crispy. White
Right.
shirts are they're almost fucking disposable. You
They
wear
are.
it
And they
once you're
become
done.
see through, and then when they're all wrinkled and they get misshapen because you have to like, bro, like clothes are so annoying. Like you have to like separate everything. If you actually did laundry the way it's supposed to be done,
I don't do
it
laundry.
would take you all day. Like you have to put like black shirts in with other black things, and white shirts have to be like air dried, and like certain things have to be tumble dry low, and this can be on medium. And, bro, it's like there's not enough dryers or time in the fucking day to like not. That's why you just everything. You should just dry clean everything.
I mean, I
And
do drop off. I hate doing laundry. I've done it 3 times my whole life for myself. I just don't give a fuck.
I don't mind doing laundry. I hate fucking
Folding?
carrying it, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
mind. Door to door, bro. But
God.
my man, this was fun. Pleasure. Always. We got some good stuff coming up.
Yeah. Next
Why
week,
don't you do the fucking
Frank.
list, bro? Like you put together like one hell of a fucking sampling of a lot of different people. So
Yeah,
what's on
next
the
week we
agenda?
have,
Let's let everybody know before we close out.
April 7th. We got our buddy Frank Pimentel of the Pimentel Group, real estate guy in New York. He's coming on. And then the 21st of April, we have Mark Cantu and some of his friends who are actors from the movie Grind that they're currently making. They're going to be on talking about their movie and horror movies in general. So that's going to be fun. And yeah, we got some other stuff coming up in May. I've been in touch with some people. I'm trying to get Jeff Smith, who wrote Bone, on. I've been emailing with his people. I
Yeah.
fucking love Bone.
You know who
I,
you should go after?
talk to me.
I just thought of this. You should
I'm
go
trying to get the
after,
former prospect Mason Williams. I also reached out to him too. I haven't heard back yet.
believe it or not, the guy that created Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is pretty like,
Kevin Eastman.
yeah, he's like very down to earth. He does these like really super underground comic things. Like he's
Which
just,
one, Eastman or Laird?
I think Laird. You
Okay.
should actually hit him up because he was really involved in the first movie, and I think like they kind of like pushed him out a little bit. But I've seen people like have like real life conversations with him,
Okay.
and I would love because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 is one of my favorite movies ever. Like I really do consider it a perfect movie because the Shredder had the best fucking intro of all time in that movie.
Oh, it's such a great movie, dude. Let me see. I think next week too we should do a fantasy cast of something. I think that's one of our better segments.
Oh, which one?
I
Which
don't know.
movie?
I'm gonna figure it out this week. Peter Laird is this fucking guy's name. All right, hold on.
Peter Laird. That's him. That's
Peter
the guy.
Peter Laird. Let's see.
Find
Peter.
him. I need to find my picture of Chris Lambert.
Yeah, I'll find him. We'll figure it out. I'll see if I can get him. All right, brother. Bona Pasqua. Just enjoy your Jesus Resurrection Day.
Enjoy, my man. Catch you later, bro.
He's back. He's risen.
Bye.
Later.